Yo, hold up. Hold up. Mic check, mic check.
Mic check, 1, 2, mic check, 1, 2, mic check.
Hold up. There we go. Oh, it sounds so good. Oh, it sounds so amazing right now. Hold up. Hold up. Make sure you focus. Hold up. Hold up. Hold up.
It's hot.
Yes. Come on in. Please hold your applause. Because we're making moves.
And thanking God.
Indeed, sir. As I told you last show,
What'd you tell me last show?
I don't recall on the paperwork
There's paperwork.
when I trademarked myself,
Okay.
of myself,
You trademarked yourself,
for myself,
but nobody else can own you.
by myself.
Right.
I, as you can see,
Right.
am donning the official new logo of No I'm Right podcast.
Right. Oh, I thought this was a part of the making moves, thanking God industry.
It is. It is part of the Main Attraction Entertainment.
Attraction entertainment.
Facts not false.
Facts not
Productions,
false.
baby.
Productions. I'm
Please
gonna
don't
say
get it twisted.
As soon as I get
And to all my beautiful fans,
Uh-huh.
this is the show that came to be by the man that came to see. Welcome to the home of the organically fabricated, specifically unspecified, culturally uncultured radio podcast of No, I'm Right. And you are here with your two intellectually take two. You are here with your two intellectually uneducated, entertainingly only one unentertained host.
only one.
LA runs Dallas, which is the entertaining one. Flanked by my man,
Right.
the unentertained.
Listen, I saw that down the street, brother. I heard that ice cream truck come down the street.
Show some love for
Right.
my man,
Right.
Nathan, Mr. Price.
Mr. The Impossible Kid,
Yes.
absolutely.
Haven's
Haven's
dad
dad
in
in
the
the building.
building.
What's going on, man?
All right, we hypothetically welcome you to join in every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Central for the best use and wasting your time that you simply can't get back. And as always, here on my set, recognize the golden rules.
Pronouns.
I am always right.
No, I am right, and we will soon find out. Post haste.
Post haste.
Post haste, which means right quick, right now.
Will we?
With expediency. That's the word.
Okay.
Expediency.
Yeah,
Right.
easy for you to say.
Right. That's right.
All right, it is January the 15th.
Right.
We are smack dab in the middle of the first month of the new year,
You know what's happening soon?
2020.
W-2s.
W-2 is on their way. I just got my student loan appreciation because I don't, I have loans.
Whoa. You got your what? It's called
I got an appreciation letter from the student loan office.
They appreciate giving you money.
They appreciated me
Right.
for always extending help to other students and helping their student loans throughout the year. So as a W-2, that's what I give back to get the interest off of what I helped out those others.
So they don't give you money.
Well, that's basically giving me money because I'm helping, give back to
You
the
give it
community.
back to the community by showing up, or just
I help them with their loans and then
So
their
you
student loan-
give loans to the people that give loans.
Facts.
So you give money to the people who loan out money to the millions upon millions of college
And
students.
millions. That's from The Rock, Yes. Shout out. Oh,
Right, with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage, The Rock.
No, I'm talking about Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Oh, okay.
And I'd like to
that's
also
a
send
great
out
movie.
special condolences to Rocky Johnson Jr. That's his pops.
Okay, right.
Passed. So, definitely shout out to The Rock. Well wishes, man, and, prayers for your family.
Right.
But that's
Speaking
my
of,
guy.
well, but my guy, I told you before, Macho Man Randy Savage is hands down the best segue, sequence promoter, personal cutscene promoter in the history of the World Wrestling Federation.
That is
Which I will not call it the World Wrestling Entertainment, WWE, because I grew up with WWF.
First of all, the Worldwide Foundation of Animal and Wildlife will be after you.
Worldwide Foundation.
That's who told them that they needed to give up that L.
Mama call him Clay. I'm gonna call him Clay.
Secondly,
Right.
that was the most ultimate fox that
Right.
you've ever
What?
said on this
Have
show.
you seen the intros and the outros for Macho Man?
Sir,
Have you seen them?
They,
Ask the question.
Yeah.
So you are not entertained. It is not electrifying. It
Oh,
is not.
You are using the wrong word, sir. Woo! You want to talk about electrifying.
Electrifying.
You want to talk about the most electrifying man in all of sports entertainment.
Who might that be?
That is The Rock. The jabroni beating,
Right, right.
pie eating,
Right.
eyebrow raising, hell raising. You a T, and
Right.
you know the deal.
For the record.
Let's give it up, and I'm gonna get my meals.
Right.
The People's Champ,
People's champ.
The Rock.
He was basically like an Italian Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's all. That's all.
Sir, not at all.
I mean, the word jabroni is that not Italian?
If anybody is resembling Stone Cold Steve Austin,
Right.
they have not been put on the screen yet.
Is that not? Is that Stone Cold Steve Austin? Okay.
That is the only.
I don't know what to speak of,
Don't
but
worry. It's pretty soon.
Post-haste. Don't worry about all of that. That's for later.
Yeah, that's for later.
Post-haste.
We talking about for now, though.
We talking about for now.
Not the later now,
Right.
ladies. We talking about the now.
We're talking about Macho Man Randy Savage.
He was
the
great.
second half of the double powers with Hulk Hogan.
The mega
powers.
powers.
Well, I like Macho Man.
If you're this geek, well, you are that.
I am.
If you're this nerd, well, you are that too.
I am.
If you
I
know,
feel so much better that you're saying this. I am a geek. I'm a
if these
nerd.
are things that
Right.
you know,
I do know.
you only speak on things you know.
I do speak on things I know.
Why is it that you hardly know any of this information about
Well,
wrestling?
you know, as you get up in age, my friend, your memory starts
Oh,
to go.
and you are up in age.
2020, I will be 40.
Last I checked, weren't you rooming with the Von Erich's
I was-
grandfather?
No! Listen, shout out to the Texas Tornado. Well, yeah, still.
Didn't you help build the sport
I did
tour
have
that's
been
now no longer a sport
I
show?
did go down to the sports show when I was a kid. My dad took me down there to watch some of the matches with some of the old wrestlers back in the day, but nothing worked for me like Macho Man. And I can quote those different scenes and with the.
You could hardly understand the young man from
Macho
being
Man?
hopped up on so much of the.
Okay, so first of all, if you want to cast aspersions about drug use in the wrestling federation,
Okay.
you're gonna have to talk about every single one, including the most electrifying athletes or whatever in sports.
They had cut all that before
Cricket.
that, sir.
Before,
Before that. Now, if you want to
they-
talk about
I'm not talking about steroids.
We talk okay.
I'm talking about
All of it all together. Oh no, then you not definitely not
What?
talking about that. No,
What?
no,
Listen,
sir.
Don't let Mr. $7 production fool
Nah,
you.
$7 production.
$7
ain't
production.
fooling. Now there may have been a couple of juices
Uh-uh.
that was
A couple of protein shakes.
But all of that,
Right.
all that,
Right,
that was
right.
back in your woo days.
Right.
Why you think you
Speaking
was
of,
so
right. Limousine riding,
Jet
baby
flying,
stealing,
bump taking,
right, butt check. I see how you got all the terminology down. You got the finger, you got the turn, you got the bumps, you got all of it. Listen,
Hey, I'm a true wrestling aficionado.
are you?
I am.
So if I were to talk about anything about wrestling, you'd be the guy to go to.
Facts.
Gotta go to.
Facts. And not just
Past,
WWE.
present. Not WCW, ECW.
We're talking about Impact Wrestling. We're talking about AEW. Shout out to Rob and Alex.
Right.
Y'all know what it is. Charlotte,
Right.
you too.
Okay.
You know, yeah.
Okay. Have you ever thought that you wanted to dress up maybe as a?
No, but I do believe
Mhm.
that I deserve my own theme music in life.
Just in life, like
And-
I'm gonna get you sucker.
Yeah. No, just my own. You know, when I come out or wherever I go.
Right, a shower.
I mean, I already kind of get this, but I just feel like when
Right.
I go to certain places
Mhm.
to host and things like that, there should be a type of ramp waiting for me.
Oh, there is.
The pyro.
No, there is.
And then the music hits,
Mhm.
and then I come out.
And everybody's like, boo. That's
No.
not what you're talking about?
No,
That's not the
no,
Look.
it's not boo.
boo.
No.
Get him off the stage.
That's because you have introduced me.
and they're clamoring.
Yes, they're waiting. We want LA.
Right.
We want LA.
to go home. We want LA. Yeah, gotcha. Okay, so how was your weekend, bro?
Oh man, it was a pretty good weekend. I would say that it was sports intensive.
Was it now?
Yes.
You had football on
Yeah.
both days, Saturday
Yeah.
and Sunday. College on Monday. Did you watch any of the? I mean, okay, so let's just get right to it.
Let's get to it.
The Texans.
Houston Texans.
Yes, the Texas State, Houston City, Texans,
Oilers
yes,
Texans.
Texas slash Kansas City, whatever. Played the Chiefs of Kansas City.
Right. Yeah.
And they started.
No, can't do that.
No, we're not.
Oh, not this year. Oh, that's
No,
right. We're in a
no.
new day and age.
Well, the Redskins is bad enough as it is. Shout out to Kenny. Anyway, so the Chiefs seemed like they had no answer for the Texans in the first
none
2 quarters.
You could have packed up,
Right.
and some Houston Texans fans
Right.
actually did.
Right.
Packed up and said, "Man, we can watch the rest of the game at the house."
Oh, this is church.
This is church. They say,
Right.
Just throw it in the bag.
Right.
Is what they thought.
Right.
Mhm.
But
That's what they thought.
seems as if, and I don't know, I didn't watch the whole game. Something happened in the second half that changed the outcome of the entire game.
To keep the theme of wrestling,
Uh-huh.
in the words of my boy, Dwayne Seven Bucks The Rock Johnson, when they asked the Chiefs, they asked the Texans, so you guys think you're one, huh? You think you won?
Right.
Is that what you think?
Right. You think you got it?
And as they started to respond,
Uh-huh.
The Rock responded,
Whoa.
don't give a damn about what you think.
It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
What you think.
Because the Chiefs came through
Did they
and handled business.
put a whooping on them, the likes
Sir.
of which we haven't seen
20,
since.
was it 24
It was 24-0.
unanswered points?
And then I thought it was 41. Oh, yeah, you're right.
They
Came back and
24 unanswered points.
put the fear of God in the Houston Texans. I don't know why they showed up after that. They just like, you know what, man? All right, I'm gonna head out. They're just SpongeBob.
Yeah,
Shit.
straight up, like, they looked at the score, was like, you know what?
See y'all next year. Appreciate y'all coming out.
And you know, the thing is that I dig Houston. I dig all the cities in Texas. I want to just state that.
Mm-hmm.
But there's been I guess it's been spoken, the rivalry between Dallas and Houston.
Right.
There's been an ongoing, battle of supremacy.
Back and forth. Right.
And I think this one humbled those Houston guys. I think this one pretty much humbled them.
Well, they're on a higher level. Playoffs it's a different season.
Yeah.
And they got shown that you got to play all 4 quarters. I hate to sound cliche like that. You got to play to the whistle. You got to play to the ending sound, ending bell.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad for the Texans being so close, but that's the haps. Now that was one game.
Right.
What was the other game? It was San Francisco.
There was 4 this weekend.
Right.
I believe.
I'm talking on Saturday, right?
On Saturday, I believe that it was Green Bay. No. Yeah, it was Green Bay, and they demolished some. Oh, the Seahawks. That was Sunday, though. I think.
That was Sunday. Okay.
I think that was Sunday.
Yeah, I lost track.
And I thought that Green Bay was going to have enough. I thought that Russell Wilson was going to do like he does.
Right.
Starts bringing folks out of the abyss and start moving it.
Plus, he's got beast mode.
Yeah, he does. But
That was.
it seems like out of the 2 teams that I would say in the NFC that you can never count out until that final bell goes off,
Right.
it will be those 2
In the NFC.
in the NFC.
Okay.
Green Bay
Yeah.
and Seattle are the most tough. They're the toughest, mentally tough,
Right.
resilient teams.
But it's based off their quarterback play. Because you got Aaron Rodgers, who you have said it's not the Green Bay Packers.
No.
It's Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers.
He is the daddy of Dallas.
And then you got right.
He's the Cowboys daddy. I'm sorry, I love the Cowboys, but I just gotta call it what it is.
Right. And then you got Sierra's wife or husband, whichever.
Yeah.
Russell Wilson.
Not Future. Oh,
Future.
okay.
Yeah, no, that's her baby daddy.
Right.
That's the
Percocet.
one. Right. Yeah. Mom. Great song. Yeah.
The hook is great.
The hook is
Let's be real, okay? The hook is great. You don't know anything he said in those lyrics.
No, I try not to. Because I don't want to say anything too compromised. You know what I'm saying? Like, what you talking about?
There's nothing in those lyrics you know.
So I'm okay with the Molly and Percocet. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't even know the name of the song. Is it called Molly Percocet?
No.
It's called far as I'm concerned, that's what you call it. What's that called? At Molly Perkins, that song. What's that called? Yeah, some future
It's
song.
mask off.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mask off. Fucking mask off. Big money. Or something like that, right? I don't. Is that it? That's not Big Money?
No.
Listen, we should have a whole segment on right here.
It's more paraphernalia with drugs, okay? It's more of that.
Big money.
No.
Big fun. Yeah.
Big
Yeah,
fun.
big
Yeah.
fun. Big time.
Okay.
Big T was on. Anyway, so the Seahawks,
Yeah.
they did not have enough for Aaron Rodgers and the
not.
Packers.
But while you're talking, that wasn't the shocker of the weekend.
What's shocking again? The weekend?
Oh,
I thought the Seattle, the Chiefs and the Texans were the shocker of the weekend.
The shocker of the weekend, sir, was when at home, the team that was already penciled in to the Super Bowl in the AFC
The ball
with the quarterback du jour,
Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson
right.
of the Baltimore Ravens
Lamar.
laid the largest egg in playoff history
All I kept hearing.
against the Tennessee Titans. Sir, that don't even sound right to say.
Tennessee Titans. Right. They dominated the
But
Baltimore.
Derrick Henry,
Right.
that's your beast mode.
Is that really?
Because that brother there is literally a four
What?
door? No,
Four-door
no. You know what? I would say a bus.
He's a.
I was gonna say a 4-door. No, that is literally a bus with 2 feet that you not bringing down, sir.
I didn't know where that was going, brother. You were talking about vehicles.
I'm telling you, that's how he moves.
Bus with
You
2
are
feet.
not tackling that brother at all.
Okay, right. Like Jerome Bettis, the bus. Like
Dude.
the bus.
He's a little extended cab.
Right, yeah. He's a super cab.
Yeah.
He's a mega cab.
Yeah.
But I mean, I guess good weekend.
We're
So
missing
who's
a
moving
game.
on?
We're
Who's
missing
moving?
one more game.
That's what I'm saying. Who's moving on? So we got the Green Bay Packers moving
Packers
on,
will be facing the 49ers.
and then the Chiefs are
The Chiefs will
facing
be facing the Titans.
the Titans. So that's 4.
Okay,
You said
so
San Francisco?
we didn't talk about the 49ers game
Against-
against
You gotta tell me.
who was that they played?
You gotta tell. Are we googling?
You can Google, man. It's our show.
Oh,
I mean, it's my show.
yes.
Our show not built.
You had it right the first time.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, but the
our show.
49ers, I want to say that it was.
And that's the NFC.
Yeah, it was some team, man. I don't know if it was the Eagles or couldn't have been the Eagles. They already
The
got
Eagles?
beat. No, wasn't them.
Well, it was. I'm sorry.
Take your time, man. We got this is my show.
Who's show?
And in the meantime, we want to go ahead and bring more attention
To what?
Making Moves, Thanking God, the new logo of the Know I'm Right podcast, brought to you by your boy LA and the Main Attraction Entertainment umbrella.
Is that the main?
Facts,
Wait
not
a minute.
false
It's a
productions.
whole umbrella.
Oh, it is, sir.
So just go down the list.
Main Attraction Entertainment will include
Uh-huh.
Cutting Up with LA.
Yeah.
It includes the branding of LA Runs Dallas.
Okay.
It includes the Know I'm Right podcast. Okay?
Okay.
Underneath I'm sorry. Facts, Not False Productions. Underneath that would be Know I'm Right. And then underneath that would be Making Moves, Thanking God.
Minnesota Vikings.
The Vikings, there we go. Good old Kirk Cousins.
Kirk Cousins.
The little cousin that just,
Cousin Pete.
he getting away with things, but not for too long.
Little Cousin Pete. Right,
Yeah.
right.
So those are what we got. We got your Niners
Yep.
against your Packers.
Right.
And that's always a pretty good heated deal there.
Yeah.
And then gonna have your Titans against the Chiefs.
Chiefs. Okay.
I'm writing in pen.
Ooh. Let's go. You writing
Here's
what?
your Super
You
Bowl
writing what?
for Twanky.
Twanky. Dub.
Your Super Bowl will include
Super Bowl.
said Tennessee. I'm just joking.
I know you.
The Kansas City
That's
Chiefs
KC.
against
Green Bay Packers.
the San Francisco Treat. Because I told you I am on a Misery Loves Company tour with the Cowboys. We have taken down the mighty New England Patriots.
2020 Super Bowl. Kansas City and
San Francisco.
San Francisco.
We have taken
Super Bowl prediction.
Yes, we have taken down the Aints.
Don't get back on that. We ain't got time for that.
And all that's left
we're already
is
20
to take
20
down
minutes in.
Dallas's
I don't want to
daddy,
get into that. I'm
the
sorry.
Cowboys' papa,
Right.
Aaron Rodgers and them Packers.
Well, you keep saying Cowboys.
Once we take them out, we
It's
good.
over.
We good.
Right.
If we would have won our Super Bowl.
It's over.
It's the Misery Loves Company tour, baby.
So we're the moral victory.
Indeed.
Moral victory.
Yeah.
It's not about rings. It's not about rings.
Demoral.
It's a
moral victory.
Oh, I see what you did there. You must have got a word of day calendar for Christmas. I understand. I see how it goes.
Yeah.
But 20 minutes in,
Okay.
we have not talked about Cowboys.
We have.
Right. And before we do that,
Yes.
I think that as we sit here on the 15th of January, year
Okay.
of our Lord 2020.
Oh, sounds like a reset.
Right. No.
Okay.
We do a Daniel fast though and reset our soul and our spirit.
Okay.
I would like our
boring.
producer to bring up our guest music.
Guest music.
Guest music.
I don't remember booking
I
anybody.
don't remember any, but
No.
that's okay. You know why?
Why?
Because I got you.
I
got you.
You booked the guest.
I booked
Get out of
our
town.
guest to show everybody
real.
that I have guests and friends. Because it seems, friends.
And stuff.
So, what I'd like to say without further ado, because I had to
still
give you some
doing it,
background.
though.
Still a do.
I'm still a doing.
Oh, this is my first and
Okay.
probably my only song you paid to do this.
Right.
Let me introduce
Oh,
my friend,
Okay.
Mr. Tom Hammond, ladies and gentlemen. What's going on,
How's it
Tom?
going, guys?
Tom, the Thomas Hammond?
That guy? Thomas. Not Thomas. Thomas.
So Thomas,
Not Thomas.
Tom, the Thomas.
Tom the Thomas Hammond. Yes.
Wow.
Tom the Thomas.
You booked him?
I booked him. That guy right there.
He also, sometimes they call him the Texas rattlesnake.
The
This
Texas
rattlesnake
They
right.
don't actually.
Did we not just represent?
What?
Well, it's the callback.
You actually booked Stone Cold.
Stone Cold. No. Lukewarm. Steve
Okay,
Austin. Not
okay,
Stone Cold.
That's Stone Cold.
Room temperature Steve
Okay,
Austin
got
is
it.
what we got in the building.
I'll go with lukewarm.
You go with lukewarm? Like lukewarm with Luke is a good
Yeah,
thing.
it was a good name.
Luke Skywalker.
Not,
Okay.
but not 69 boys.
Not.
No.
What?
Luke.
Okay.
Okay.
69.
Definitely
Yeah,
not
Two
doing
lots
Texas
of
rule.
room.
Yeah, I was
Like Luke Dad.
Oh, he was beefing. They was beefing with
Beef was
69.
69.
That's
Right.
Yeah, it was too loud.
But I'd like to bring in Tom, who is my friend, who is a part of my inner circle, good friend of mine, avid nerd, admitted nerd,
Yes.
admitted geek, Tom Hammond. So Tom, the one strike against you, I have to say, just start now.
Oh, this is how
Before the
this is how he
show.
treats his
Before the
guests.
show.
Look at
Before the show,
Look at how he treats his guests.
And now there's a strike against
There's
me.
a
already.
first strike.
Googly muggly.
Is that there's a little too much similarities going on between you and the chocolated brother down on the end of the table.
You calling me chocolate?
Chocolated. Like you paint yourself in
What
the
did I
middle.
say? Yeah.
Right. That brother being Cowboys fans.
Oh, okay.
Now we were just about to talk about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And I wanted to bring you in.
Okay.
To get this out of the way. Before we
That's
have a good show,
That's
let's start talking about this
take it down
nonsense.
from great.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. Yeah, since I'm talking now.
Yeah.
When we have a good show, let's talk about this nonsense. So, you're a Cowboys fan.
Yes.
Are we happy about the, not off season yet, but the quote unquote off season moves the Cowboys have done so far since being,
Amazing.
I wouldn't say not eliminated from the playoffs, because they didn't really make the playoffs, but before the playoffs
are the
happened,
playoffs.
you are the, yeah.
We
and
are the playoffs.
and by playoffs you mean like couch potato. We're gonna watch it. Hey, that's a good game. How do we feel about the news? Jason Garrett's gone.
You know, if Jason Garrett hadn't been gone for a long, he needed to be gone for a long time.
For a long time?
A long time. I mean, I'm not going to say that the man was a bad coach. He did his best. I mean, he's already been picked up by who they
The
picked him up?
Giants are interviewing him
Yeah.
for offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
So his own job.
So this is a victory. More ways than one.
For who?
More ways than one.
What's really funny about the whole thing is, you know, they only kept two people. They kept Jerry Jones and Kellen Moore.
That's
so
it.
it's like everybody else got traded.
Yeah, everybody
So,
else. So the defensive Linehan is not there anymore.
Last I heard,
I
they
believe
replaced
he's
everybody
gone.
but
Yeah.
Kellen Moore.
I believe Linehan's gone.
Oh,
They kept Kellen Moore. I think Rashard's gone as well.
So now that Jason Garrett's gone, who is in the captain's chair?
Good old Mike McCarty.
From where?
from Green Bay, Wisconsin.
With
by way of Pittsburgh.
By way of
Well,
Pittsburgh.
he also didn't work last year either.
Right, so he was on the
He
couch.
got to refresh,
Right.
recharge.
Richard.
Got himself rejuvenated.
From all the championships in Green Bay.
He got one.
Apparently, he got told he had
And
to throw the ball.
guess where he got it at?
Right.
In a great old state, Texas.
Because Dez didn't catch it.
No, he admitted he caught it.
He caught it.
That's the first thing
He
he had to
said
say.
the rule was he didn't catch it.
But
But the NFL.
But he said now he caught it.
he caught it. At the time, the rule was that wasn't a catch.
That was not a catch.
But now it is a catch.
Now it's a catch.
Okay. So now that the regime change is over with the Cowboys, what's next for the Cowboys?
Oh, the regime changes.
It's still-
not over.
it's
Yeah,
not
it's
over.
not
It's
over.
a
You know,
coaching
honestly,
change.
I
It's
can
definitely not a
Not
regime change.
I can also tell you this: I don't see us going to the playoffs next year, but maybe. I'm sorry. I'm just, as a Cowboys fan, I'm gonna say with changing everything up, man. Unless they just decide to learn,
Okay.
you know.
I disagree. I think that a lot of foibles and all this misspeak and chattering and all of that actually influenced the locker room this year.
Well,
I
yeah.
think that it had a little bit to do with it. I think the losses didn't help
Mhm.
because if you look at it, they did an interesting study on ESPN where if you flipped the scores of the teams that were within a one-score game,
Yeah.
like all their games that are within one score,
Right.
all the records of those teams that lost them instead of won them, I think the Cowboys would. I think they did a study. Cowboys would have been 12-3 this year, 12-4, I mean. But
So, what does that mean, though?
what I'm saying is that if you're within a score of winning the game,
Right.
you don't have that much of a setback. They got the talent.
No,
They-
nobody ever said they don't have the talent.
Yeah, so they got talent is the first
But
thing you
that's
gotta have.
we've always said that about the Cowboys. Is
No,
that
I don't think we always- not
We've
always.
we always had a strong wide receiving core.
No,
No,
we've not always. We've not always.
we've always had a tried and true dominant running back. We've had a running back since I've been here. It's always been a named
And the
running
running
back.
backs have been performing.
They've been
I give them
performing.
that.
The only difference is quarterback situation.
Yeah.
They got rid of your boy Tony,
Yeah.
and then they brought in
The
Dak.
greatest, I would say, the greatest commentator now I think in history is Tony Romo.
I will agree with that 100%, but he is a Tony Romo fan on the field.
Commentator,
Dude, he knows
Color-
every
color-
single.
color-
I would say.
Color man, color coordinator.
I would say that if I would say he's on. I had to give a Mount Rushmore for that.
Mm.
I have to give a Mount Rushmore for color commentator.
But we're not talking about all time, just right now.
Well, no, that's what
I
he
said all
said.
time. I think
Oh, you said all time.
Yeah,
I thought you said
that
on
man-
TV.
But
Sorry.
that
Because-
dude calls every single play before it happens.
And I don't think there's a fourth one, but I think there's three. That will be John Madden,
Okay.
that will be Troy Aikman,
Okay.
and that will be Tony Romo.
You like Troy Aikman over Tony Romo?
No, I said on the Mount Rushmore.
Okay, so they're both up there.
Yes.
You don't do.
I think Troy is very astute when he comes in and chimes in.
You like that Troy talks bad about the Cowboys every single
But
time he's
see,
on.
that's why,
television?
and a lot of Cowboy fans are not going to agree to the Troy Aikman thing because Troy Aikman is like a parent to the Cowboys.
He
He
does.
is very hard on the Cowboys.
Be honest.
And he has a
Is
reason
it
to be.
not honest?
And the reason why Troy is, I'm going to tell you why. It does have a little bit to do with personal. Troy
Yes.
has been upset
Uh huh.
all these years that Jimmy Johnson was not in the Ring of Honor.
Oh.
Troy has watched Jerry put all these other Cowboys in there, put him, Emmett, and Michael in there hands down.
And Jimmy Johnson.
And Troy has always had a problem with Jimmy not being in there.
And that goes back to the feud between Jimmy Johnson and Jerry Jones.
Correct.
Right.
Because Troy didn't like Barry Switzer.
So, okay. Will you both agree that Troy Aikman gives the Cowboys a hard time?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Do Cowboys fans give him a pass because of the championship?
I don't.
I think Cowboy fans respect Troy Aikman. Cowboy fans do not like him. There's the difference.
Exactly.
They've grown to not like Troy Aikman over the years. The more and more he calls their games.
Right. And will that same thing happen with Tony Romo? Do
No.
you think Tony Romo has the same?
Tony is as Tony was on the field.
Mhm.
Tony's a good guy. He's personable. He's gonna
He'll pass the ball to anyone.
He'll say
Right.
the
Yeah,
facts.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he'll say the facts. He doesn't, whatever.
Right.
And I disagree with that point. I think Tony has gotten a raw deal, but it's only a 1 hour show.
Wait. Tony got a wrong deal about his quarterback play?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, we don't.
And you know what? Honestly, on paper, Tony Romo was a great quarterback. I personally have no problems with him. I do not like him. but I like him as a quarterback. But I love him as a commentator. I mean, seriously, he has talent, very raw talent, very good talent.
Right.
And I will never not say that about him. But I think he's just better as a commentator than he was as a quarterback.
Setting him up again. Okay, who just left? He was on the team. He's a tight end. On the team.
Jason
Witten. Didn't he try?
Yeah.
And he sucked, right?
Correct. Well, Jason Witten was in a room full of. Okay, let's use this example.
Okay.
Jason Witten is just starting this gig. Okay? Kind of like me, this is my first year radio. Okay?
Okay.
He came into a Monday night football crew full of Nathans. And then
wait.
So
how did this turn?
So as you see,
wait a minute.
Let's say that it's me, but I don't have any entertainment experience, which I do. So let's say I was just
So wait a minute. In your scenario,
yes,
it's you, but it's not you.
Right.
It's like it's you, but
it's like me at UTA,
right,
performing on stage for the first time ever.
Right.
Walking into Monday Night Football.
Okay.
With a
room full
of Nathans.
So a room full of excellence.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
if you could paint
because Jason Witten didn't walk in with a room full of excellence. So obviously he walked in with a room full of Nathans.
I want to say that you're comparing yourself to Jason Witten, and we both say he's trash. So
no, we don't say he's trash. Jason Witten is a Hall of Famer.
Commentating.
I'm
not talking about.
I'm compared to his own field play.
Well, we're talking about commentating.
So like I said, let's just say Jason Witten walked into a room full of episode 1 Nathans.
Right.
Okay. So
episode who?
I didn't see that number.
Right. There is no. We're good. It has been stricken from the
episode list.
From the annals.
Everybody go to LA Russ Dallas on Facebook. And
it has been stricken from the annals of history.
I can personally send you all.
The annals. Yeah. What did I say?
I said annals.
Right. It's been stricken from there. That's right.
So when he had no shot, because he had nobody to look up to build from. I mean, for Pete's sake, they had the only black guy in the crew riding around in the damn convertible where he's switching and all that, going back like Cedric the Entertainer, his performances, and turning the music down so he can make sure he rolls. Right. You know, I mean, it was just abysmal. It was a clown show.
But you say that, but do you give that same, because Tony Romo did the same thing, but got into the A position in the number 1 spot for the commentators Sundays on CBS. Right, the number 1 chair, his first time out.
Yep.
That's because they saw talent there. Didn't matter who was around him, they saw talent there.
I think that's because Jerry made that deal with CBS.
So he could leave.
What's that term? Money.
Well, of course.
Man, everybody knew Tony Romo could talk.
Of course.
And I think in the interview, in the practice of calling the game, when Tony they put a blank game up there,
right,
and just had Tony, let's call it. Mm-hmm. And when they saw Tony was Nostradamus on them calls, they said, okay, he's ready. Right. They just didn't expect Tony to go in there and call real live action.
Right, and be like, he's going to do this.
Because some y'all thought, oh, well, he's seen this game, so that's why
he's familiar with some terminology.
No, they did not know that Tony was going to call the plays if he was down on the field. Right. And that's what made him great. But Tony has grown past that.
Yeah.
I feel like that was blowing too many people's minds.
Right.
So he had to harken it down a little bit and make it conversational to where it's this is a scenario, not this is going to happen.
Right.
Because he was calling like it was going to happen.
Yeah, he's like, this guy's going to go here, this guy's going to do
that.
And
it happened.
Watch this.
And I think that just kind of ruined it somehow for people. They were
it took the mystique away.
Yeah.
Right. There's no mystery anymore.
Right.
So
it made,
and
I think that it was the last thing, I think it was a big deal that Tony, who had not won any championships himself, was calling these plays like that to where it made football look like it was so predictable. Right. And it was like a dude who hasn't even won a championship
can tell you.
So it's like,
it's not.
We can't have this. Yeah. I think that was from the NFL. I don't think that was CBS is doing. I think that was the NFL call.
Well, I mean, I think that it's a big conspiracy anyway. It's all collusion. We saw that with the. Oh man, I can't think of his name right now. San Francisco 49ers.
With the Kaepernick deal?
Kaepernick, yeah. The Kaepernick thing, the collusion that was going on with that. I mean, that wasn't a mystery. That's something that we all knew was happening, that there's a old boys club of NFL owners for the NFL, and they all have deals with the CBSs and the NBCs and the Fox networks, and say, hey, if you do this for me, and I'll do, we all know that. So it's all entertainment.
Yeah.
But enough about all that. Because I didn't bring Mr. Tom Hammock here.
Thomas the Tom.
Thomas the Tom, lukewarm Steve Austin.
Correct.
In Brighton.
Room temp.
Room temp Thomas. Room temp Tom to talk about football.
Right.
So LA, you were given some homework at the last show, I believe. I don't know, I'll check the tape. Is that there were some things that we were going to discuss on the show. I know homework. I know with your work with the Student Loan Association, things like that.
Yeah.
That's enough. You've given back. You were doing some homework to watch some things that we would discuss on the show today.
Right.
Now I would ask, because Tom is a self-proclaimed Superman aficionado. Says himself to be the #1 Superman fan on the planet.
Number one.
1.
There's none better.
That's what he said.
None greater, none better. Jazz on invented this.
You're right.
Okay.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. The original.
Yeah.
Right. I'm refuting that. I dispute that.
Oh!
I believe.
Challenge!
I am the #1 Superman fan. So the little backstory on Tom. I know we got back to that Cowboys talk, but my good friend Tom is a military veteran, a 17-year military veteran in both in the Army and the Marines.
Yeah.
He is a third-generation Marine. Third-generation Marine. He is, and I will tip my hat to him, a real-life soldier and hero.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
That is the only part.
And we appreciate your service.
We do appreciate your service. That is the only part about the hero thing that I will give to you when it comes to knowledge about heroes. You are yourself a hero.
But that's about it.
But that's about it. When it comes to Superman,
No.
Batman,
No.
Aquaman, The Flash, Cyborg, Wonder Woman,
Well, I mean, I don't have superpowers, but I could.
Well,
I know how to beat them all.
knowledge of them all.
So let me get this straight.
Okay.
Are you, Nathan,
I am.
rigor mortis, Hayden's dad Price, saying to me
Yes.
that you can outduel
I can out-geek.
a hero, a veteran,
Rex.
a soldier
Yes.
in battle
Not only that.
of Superman trivia?
Of Superman trivia, if we were so inclined, and also nerd level 10,000 is me.
No.
When it comes to Marvel, when it comes to DC, when it comes to things of that nature. Now, this gentleman
Okay.
is a film school attendee
Okay.
and a IT school graduate. Okay, all kinds of nerddom going on in there.
Things that you could only
Even
dream
imagine.
that you would ever succeed in. Got it. Got it.
I don't know what cuss word you first.
He and I didn't go to the same school.
I think
Right.
you broke Nathan.
It's just-
I think you broke Nathan because I don't know what to say first. Which part to do?
Too many answers.
Right.
Too many responses.
I'm overloaded. I'm like, oh,
Danger, LA.
Danger. So we were going to discuss Endgame, which is Marvel's. Did you watch Endgame?
I have not watched that game,
But
but
did you watch a synopsis? Did you watch?
I do have a synopsis.
Okay.
But
Okay.
I like where this is going here.
Where do you like where this is going?
I like that you think
Think. No.
that you can outduel
Right.
a decorated
Decorated.
officer.
Right.
No. Not an officer. I work for a living.
Right.
Okay. A decorated military hero.
Yeah. Corporal.
That you think that you can beat this man who
In-
donned a Superman camo shirt, even more so showing how much of a military hero he is.
There are two
In
things.
a trivia contest,
So before I can see your little
Sir.
Twitter
challenge
Yeah.
accepted.
Twitter fingers come to Twitter fingers come to Twitter fingers. Right. I know how it goes. Okay.
Okay.
All I was saying, and I'm getting to this point, is that this man is a hero. I respect him.
Okay.
He does have some memorabilia. He does have some swag from the superhero whatever. But
Okay.
if we're talking fandom,
Okay.
I just have to say that I'm just a little bit better. Maybe not by much.
We have discussed this in length before.
Right, yes, we have.
And I will say this, in the Golden Age comic books, he may know a thing or two more than I do.
Right.
Only because those were really long-winded comic books, and I don't like to read.
So you're better at movie trivia.
I'm not necessarily. I got them both, but I may be wrong. But he's also. I challenged him outside. He was wrong about something.
I was wrong about some things too. It's okay though. It's okay though.
But I don't think he's.
I'm not really, for the record, just so I'm not really brushed up on my Superman trivia right now. So if you're gonna do some sort of impromptu trivia session,
I thought I might.
I figured you would.
I'm down.
Oh! Now is Nathan gonna answer the bell?
The gauntlet has been thrown
Or
down.
is he gonna cop out like the little you know what that he is?
He's got the white glove. I can walk up to him.
I know it's like duel,
Yeah,
right?
It's a duel.
I back down from no man.
Okay.
So
Did we want to discuss Endgame and the trivia after?
We can
What do you
discuss
wanna do?
it. I want to make sure we're good on time
Okay.
because there are a couple topics we want to get to.
We got 20.
We got two. Okay, so let's do a little trivia.
Okay.
And then we can skip the Endgame since you do your homework, and then we'll get into our real issue that we wanted to discuss here today. So what I'll do is I will give the floor to Mr. Hammond, and you can ask him a question. Well, do whatever you want, and then we'll see who has the higher score at the end.
Welcome on to the Superman trivia
I
game.
need to put one arm behind my back.
I guess
Contestant
that's
number
so.
one.
No, right.
Joining from the Norm Right podcast, he is Haven's dad,
The Impossible.
the
Kid.
Impossible Chef.
Right.
Give it up for Nathan Fry.
Right. Thank you, Johnny.
You hear the crickets, right?
Right. Yeah. No. Right.
And
Mhm.
his challenger,
Right.
a decorated officer.
Not an officer.
I'm sorry, decorated corporal.
Right.
That spent many
17
days
years.
toiling and going
Right.
through all kinds of countries to make us safe, keep our freedoms intact. He is the main man that you all know and love, and you all can see on camera right now, and are wondering why is he not the co-host to you, LA?
Right.
But don't worry about
Oh,
that. We'll
that
work
was-
those details out later.
Right,
We
I
want
thought this was an
to
interview.
Right.
we want to
For
show
my-
you
It's
love
not his show. Right.
for the impeccable, the
Exactly.
impressionable,
Lukewarm.
the amazing
Right.
Thomas the Tom Hill.
Why is his intro bigger? Why was his intro bigger
He
and
served time.
better? He served time?
At times, I
That's
felt like
right.
it.
Right.
He
Served
his
country.
country, excuse me.
Right.
Yes.
Overseas, right.
And you served time.
I'm serving time here
Yeah, I'm
on the
serving
show
time.
every week.
You serve
with
meals.
you.
I mean, that's
serve-
about the only
I do
way-
serve meals.
Yeah.
That's it. I do.
Yeah, and I lose meals.
Endlessly. Yeah,
Okay.
right.
First question
All
goes to our guest, Tom.
Yes,
What is Clark Kent's middle name?
Joseph.
Ooh, that was beautiful. Amazing. Nathan didn't know that.
Little backstory.
All right.
Okay, now sorry.
Nathan, this one's for you.
I have a question.
What is the name of the dimensional plane where Kryptonian criminals were exiled for their crimes?
The Phantom Zone.
All right.
Boom!
Okay. Got 10 questions. Let's get
Go
going.
ahead.
10
Let's get
questions.
going.
Let's
Let's
get
go.
going.
Let's go.
Okay.
Okay.
Next one's for Tom.
Okay.
We're gonna skip the comic book one.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm with it.
Okay.
We only do a few.
Which of Superman's sweethearts became the super heroine known as Insect Queen?
Oh man, I have no clue who. Oh gosh,
Can I steal?
No, I have to give. Oh, do you already know the answer?
I think this is. Is this the one where he was a girlfriend from college?
No.
No?
It's somebody else.
Oh man, who was it?
I think I know the
It's
answer.
be a hard
It's on the
pass.
tip of my tongue. I don't
Should
know.
would you like me to give out possible?
Yeah, give
Okay,
him the
all
choices.
right.
Give him-
Choices would be Lana Lane, Lois Lane, Lori Lamaris, or Lila Lerol.
I mean, if I'm gonna go with any of them, I'm gonna say Lana, but I may be wrong.
Let's go for Lana.
Ding, ding.
Oh!
I wanted to steal that one. I knew that one. I wanted to steal
I
that
forgot
one.
she became that.
Yeah, she came.
Since Nathan thinks he's so smart,
Heroine, by the way, not heroine. Heroine.
I said hero in my way.
Right.
In Superboy,
Not Your way. Sorry.
Number 124.
Also, it's comic book stuff. Okay.
Since
All right.
we're gonna get smart, Lana Lang rescues an alien visitor who has got himself trapped under a fallen tree. So that's her reward.
So let me get this straight. He gets who the insect queen was, and I get on page 27 of comic book number.
All right, that's not fair. Who is the natural father of Daily Planet editor Perry White's son, Jerry?
Lex Luthor.
Oh!
Right.
All right,
Yeah.
back top.
That was a deep cut.
We're tied.
That's a deep cut.
Yeah.
We're tied. Who created Superman?
Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster.
What? Sorry.
Say,
I saw Joe was on here twice.
Joe said, yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Nathan.
Yes.
What member of the Superman family died in Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Supergirl.
That
That is an iconic picture on the cover.
in Infinite Crisis.
But no, it's switched. I know, but he didn't ask that. He didn't ask that.
okay.
That's deep cut nerd stuff.
We are tied
Right.
with 4 questions remaining. It is an exciting challenge.
Is it 3-3? Is that what
It's 3-3. It's tied up.
Tied up.
Tom,
Yep.
when did Lois and Superman first kiss?
First, like a year?
No, he's talking about.
Oh, this might be a comic.
That's a comic book one. Can I get that one?
I don't know. Can I give my man an opportunity?
Okay,
Can I give our war hero an opportunity?
Big facts. Big
Right.
facts.
You know what? I'll have to defer to Nate on that one.
No, he wants to give you some choices.
Choices
Give me
are
some choices. All right.
Superman edition number 248, Action Comics number 1, Superman number 3, Action Comics number 124.
You know, I'm going to stick with Action Comics 124. What was it?
Alex, can I steal?
Nathan, if you must.
Superman number 3.
Sounds like you got it wrong there,
But I didn't.
let's see.
Oh, don't tell me that, brother.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he knows.
I
he
knew
got-
that.
he
Yeah,
got
I was
Golden
waiting.
Age classic
I was
Superman.
waiting. Well, it's
Okay.
just because Superman number 3 it's a really important Superman comic book, and number 3 is the early one, so they kissed early.
Yeah.
It was later on. Action Comics was the one before that in the Golden Age, and then.
Tom.
Yeah.
Going back to Tom.
What's the score?
Well, you're up by one.
I'm up by 1. I'm sorry.
It's 4-3
That don't mean
So
nothing.
the number
at all. What is Superman's Kryptonian name?
Oh my God.
Hello.
Wait a minute. I get comic book number.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
The questions are coming after my questions are finished.
That was
They're
your question.
asking questions, and I'm answering.
mine.
It wouldn't have been
He's
yours. It was
selective.
mine.
He's selective.
It wasn't. It wasn't gonna be yours.
It was gonna be mine, but I
So
stole.
boom.
So wait a minute. If I stole his question, that should have been my question. Because I took right.
Look, you're not
He's
making
a war
war
hero.
Yeah,
You're not a war
the
hero.
host.
He is.
Right. Yeah. Stacked deck. Right. Yeah. Stacked deck. That's what it is.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Nathan, your question.
Okay.
What object is Superman holding on the cover of Action Comics number 1? And Tom, you do not have to steal.
He's holding air probably, but do I get choices?
A rocket, a
No.
child, an eagle, a car, a sandwich.
It's a car.
No, I'm sorry, I pressed the wrong one.
Right.
There we go. That's right.
It's a car.
So Nathan gets that, but Tom gets an opportunity at a double point question.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh man.
So,
I'm gonna stretch. I'm gonna stretch.
Stretch it out. Stretch it out.
All right.
This is a tough one, though.
All right.
This counts for double points.
No wonder y'all Cowboys fans cheating. is
Who was
rampant.
Superman's first supervillain?
His first supervillain.
The choices are Lex Luthor, Brainiac, Ultra Humanite, or Bizarro.
I believe it's the Ultra Humanite.
Man, I knew that.
All right, look at the score. It's tied 5-5.
Most people say Lex.
We'll take a short break to get to the next topic, and we'll come back to the trivia.
It is not 5-5.
It is.
I got double points
Double
on that.
points on that one. 5-5.
Right, so 5-5. So,
So
we
we-
have a tiebreaker question?
No.
Do you want, you know what? Let's just end this. This is for all the marbles.
Yes, we have one less topic.
All right,
For
here
all
we
the
go.
marbles.
All right, Nathan, we'll ask you first.
Okay. Double points. It's like a dead caught it. No.
Which of Superman's enemies is an imp from the fifth dimension?
I know it, but it's hard to pronounce it. And I might be able to spell it. Do I get bonus points if I can spell it?
Sir, I'll ask the judges, but you
Okay.
can go ahead.
Well, since you're just jury and executioner, I
I'll ask
guess
the judges. I mean,
that would be Mr. Mixelplick.
That's not how you say it.
Mixel.
That's not how you say it.
It's the T and the L that messes me up. It's MYX TLPK.
okay. Would
That's
you
a-
care to steal, sir?
Yeah, it's a mixture, Mr. Mixiaspidlick.
And how would you spell that?
I could not tell.
Let's see.
I know to get rid of him. You gotta
Let's
say
see.
his name backwards.
Let's
Right.
see if the judge.
Oh yes,
The
the
judge
judge,
will accept it. Let's
the
see.
biased.
Will the judges
You're like
accept
the
it?
Russian judge in the figure skating.
Survey says,
Right.
Yes, I win.
and your winner and still champion.
Right, by
of
some way.
Superman trivia.
Some mysterious way.
Thomas.
Thomas.
The Tom
Hey, please hold your applause.
Lukewarm Steve Austin. Right. Right.
I'll never relive that.
Well, even though I was cheated out of my victory, I believe I will bow to a, for now, greater Superman mind in Mr. Tom Hammond. I
Give it up to the war hero, baby.
appreciate it. Give it up to
He is
Mr.
the, he
Hammond.
is now the Superman war hero.
He's a superhero. He's a superhero in and of himself. You know, speaking about heroes and things of that nature that we were talking about before, you know, we were having a good time. We were talking about DC and Superman stuff, and LA not knowing anything about Marvel or Endgame and like that, and that's always hilarious.
Yeah, I'm not the geek.
I know. I know that there were some things that I know Tom wanted to speak on in regards to our military veterans. Some things that hit close to home with him, some issues, and I wanted to give the microphone to him just to speak on some things that are close to his heart. As I said before, Tom is a 17-year military vet of both the Marines and the Army.
Yes.
He's a third-generation Marine. His grandfather, his father, and himself. He is a true definition of what we consider to be someone who has given themselves over for a cause greater than themselves. And we here at No I'm Right appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
And we appreciate your service. So I'll let you take it away, speaking on some topics that we have for our veterans in the VA community.
Yeah, I mean the VA itself is it's a great organization, it really is, and it gets a lot of flack from a lot of people because it does take a while for you to get into it.
Right.
And it's not anybody's fault up there. I mean, they just had to recently, over the past 10, 15 years, revamp everything that they do. And it's down to a process where it takes 3 months for you to start getting your benefits if they deem that you're worthy of your benefits.
Right.
A lot of people come home from overseas and they are not quite there mentally. A lot of people have PTSD, and a lot of people don't think that they're going to need that kind of stuff.
Now,
For instance,
PTSD, we're going to make sure we educate the audience, is post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
It used to be called
a long time ago, they would say something like shell shock.
Shell shock, right.
But post-traumatic stress disorder isn't just limited to the military. A lot of you can get post-traumatic stress disorder from a lot of car accident
That is
or spousal abuse. You can get PTSD from
sure.
a lot of things.
Right, but
So
just
this isn't necessarily just about veterans. People
Right.
with PTSD need to be seen.
Absolutely.
And they need to be
It's a clinical,
Exactly.
diagnosed
Yes.
disorder.
I mean, take it from me. I mean, I got out of the military, and I appreciate you guys calling me a war hero. I mean, honestly, I went to Afghanistan, Iraq. I saw a few things. I witnessed a few things. Mostly, I did mechanic work, and then I did a lot of paperwork.
Right.
I appreciate all the stuff you said. I mean, but by no means am I a war hero. I know a lot of people that are, such as my friends in 122 Infantry and the Army. Most of those guys are really great heroes, and I love them to death, like brothers. Everybody I served with in the Marine Corps. I love you like brothers as well. I mean, I'll never stop loving you guys. But I appreciate everything. And, it's just, I got out of the military and I said to myself, I will never be a disabled veteran. I thought those people just mooched off of the government, and I really just didn't like the fact that people were like, oh, I'm gonna get a free handout, whatever. And that's what I thought for a little while. Time passed, and I mean, I couldn't get insurance. I couldn't afford insurance. And I went and finally said, okay, fine, maybe I'll just go to the VA. And then I went to the VA, and they scheduled me up for some appointments. And come to find out, I mean, I had problems with my feet, my back, my knees. And then, and I have post-traumatic stress disorder. And most of my disability comes from PTSD. And so I had to suck it up, and I had to swallow my own pride. And a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people go through the rest of their lives with that kind of stuff and they're going on in their head, and they can't get jobs, so they become homeless. And as a matter of fact, according to the U.S. Department of the Housing and Urban Development Act, there were 40,056 homeless veterans living in the U.S. in one single night in January 2017, which is 9% of all homeless adults. And
all homeless adults are
and if we could get more, what's the word? If we can get more people to give to the VA, or don't go to the VA, work at the VA, people could be seen. Maybe these people don't have to go through life with their issues.
Let me ask you this: is the VA system in and of itself, as you said before, takes 3 months to get your benefits? Is that what deters a lot of people from going to the VA? Is the bureaucracy and the red tape?
Honestly, I mean, I don't work for the VA, and I'm not saying anything bad about them. I've never had an issue with the VA.
Never had an issue, okay.
I was told up front by a few of my friends that had disabilities. It takes 3 months. And it took a lot longer than that before, though. Before Bush came in and changed the whole thing. And or whatever president did. I ain't gonna say which president. I don't know what president did. But
it doesn't
changed
matter.
the whole thing to where it has to be a process, and they said it's 3 months, and it was 3 months for me. And I was really surprised because I mean I went in, I handed them my documents, and they're like, okay, here's an appointment here. You have to go see all these doctors. They pay for me to see these doctors. They proved that my stuff was legit. Some people don't have the time for that. Some people are just too lazy.
And they don't have the resources.
And they don't have, they're like, okay, so they come home, they have nowhere to go, they're automatically homeless as soon as they get out of the military. They don't know they have to have their medical records. Now that's given to you when you get out.
But they don't keep them. Or they don't
A lot of people
keep
don't.
up with them.
Or a lot of people don't. But the thing is, so the VA can go get that for you.
So let me ask this real quick.
Yeah.
Are all veterans allowed these benefits, or are these just for ones that have been injured or diagnosed with the PTSD?
So if you're a veteran, you can get what's called medical from the VA for 5 years for free if you ever went to Iraq or Afghanistan. That's one thing that I want to talk about too. I appreciate you bringing that up. I believe a military veteran should have free insurance for the rest of their life. I think so. I think that's something that they deserve. But in order to be classified as a veteran, you have to have served overseas or in a combat area. A forward area, or like basically a forward area now is Korea. You can go to Korea, be there for 4 years, and you'll be a veteran. However, you can join the Army and be stateside all for 4 years and get out, and you're not a veteran. Now, I believe everybody that's serving in the military, as long as you get out honorably, should be given the medical for the rest of their lives.
Now, what does that say about if you look at Congress and our Senate? They get free health care,
and we don't.
No, all I'm saying is that our soldiers and our veterans don't get that luxury, but Congress and the House of Representatives, congressmen and senators do.
Yes, and I think we should do the same thing.
So
if not, actually way more than what they get. Because the thing is that some of them might not have even served in the military. Some of them could have just became a congressman and from being a bartender. So I mean, and that's cool. They can make that, so we're good.
So
that's all about votes and
that's changing the election. I'm just saying that the draft,
I feel if you
changes
had
in
any
the
type
stark differences.
of danger for serving our country, you deserve that.
Well, in that situation, you're taking away from the things that you know, or you're taking away from, but you're enlisting into the military. So you're giving your life for your country. There's all these different things people say that you're sacrificing, whatever. And when you come home, and as I said, I'm not a veteran, so I can't speak to this, but when you come home, it seems as if the veterans aren't the most. I mean, there are some small units and communities that respect and honor veterans. But unless it's, and I'm going to say this, unless it's on Super Bowl Sunday or Football Sunday, how often do you find there's a large group of people that are honoring veterans, not just people who are serving, but people who used to serve?
Honestly, you're absolutely right. I mean, it was hard for me to find it. I mean, I still didn't find a job after I got out. I had a little small little jobs. I didn't think I needed to go work for somebody making $10 an hour whenever I know I've served my country for more.
Absolutely.
I got paid more than that when I was in the military.
Right.
You know
That's self-respect.
So
right?
so it's like, that's why, you know, I went to school. That's why I went to IT school.
Right.
And that's why now I'm co-owner of a veteran.
And I wanted to get to that. I wanted to get to that because, you know, we talked about this stuff too, but I want to make sure people understand that you and of yourself decided to make something and out of nothing, and you have your own business.
Yes, we have our own business.
So,
to me and 2 other veterans. We have one employee who's also a Marine Corps veteran. We have NetCall Industries, which is an IT company. Okay. We do everything from creating websites to, you know, monitoring home internet, servers, business servers, everything. We do everything, and we're veteran-owned, operated, and we are looking, not right now looking, but we will be hiring veterans with IT experience, especially if they come out of this military with IT experience. We'd be able to hire them.
So that is your way of giving back.
Yes,
saying,
exactly.
We are creating jobs.
We also are trying
for
to help
our brothers in arms.
We also want to help people get to the VA and get their ratings, get everything they need to.
Right.
You know, and if anybody wants to donate to anything, you can donate to the USO, the Fisher House Foundation, and the Hope for Warriors. Hope for the Warriors Foundation. They're all foundations that help veterans either, you know, get jobs or get them to the VA and help like kind of
benefits. Well, we thank you, Tom Hammock.
Well, I appreciate you guys for having me on your show.
I want to say a little side note. Tom has been a fan of me since I've known him, but of this show. Right, poor guy. I know.
Is that where the PTSD?
That's actually
good grief.
Right.
Oh
yeah.
my, you poor man.
Right.
Oh my God.
Before I was really interrupted by ignorance, but he has been a fan of the show since day one.
Yes.
Tom
when I first saw that non-existent show.
Oh, I mean, he's an actual witness
live
to the locked
in
the box show.
Yeah.
That was episode one.
It was my name was Nate.
Right. Well, so first of all, that's not funny. Second of all, okay, but no, still, he's been a fan, and I appreciate him liking, sharing, and subscribing. All of our episodes, him being a fan of the show. He has been clamoring to get on. You know, he even likes LA, which I don't know why.
Who does
This
it?
show is thoroughly entertaining.
Right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
It really is.
I know. I do my best with him, and I'm glad that it's working.
I do want to say I'm sorry. Now that you have 2 white people in the room.
It's the whitest guy. You know what? Even with you here.
Well, thank you for coming out, Tom. You can reach Tom in NetCall Industries or anyone www. Right, absolutely. Or at hashtag #2 Superman fan. You can do that too as well. We here at No I'm Right salute you. We appreciate your service. Thank you very much for showing up. LA, you want to
thank you guys.
Sign us out or show your shoes, whatever it is you want to do?
Sir, I just want to thank our guests.
My guest. No. You won't take that.
I feel like you
You will thank my guest for showing up.
I would like to thank Nathan for finally taking 31 episodes to add any substance to the show.
Right. Absolutely.
Cutting Over LA and No I'm Right merchandise is available online. Please visit the No I'm Right Instagram and Facebook pages. Also, episodes of Cutting Up with LA Season 1 are now available. I'm in here with my man right now talking about Season 2. So we got some amazing things popping up. Please go visit the LA Runs Dallas page on Facebook and Instagram, as well as the No I'm Right page on Facebook and Instagram. No point going to find Nathan. You'd be bored anyway. Remember to send all questions, inquiries, concerns, and anything else we won't care about to noamright100@gmail.com. And on the No I'm Right YouTube page, you can post all comments. How you didn't like Nathan's hair was too shiny. He don't have hair. Why don't he have hair? What's the problem with the man? Is he dying? Any of those questions, we'll be able to go ahead and put it up there. Okay? You can DM us at No I'm Right on Facebook and Instagram, but not Twitter because they simply don't have enough characters for Nathan's ego. Brought to you by the Main Attraction Entertainment and Facts Not False Productions from the executive suites at KSWI Media Studios. This is Dallas's favorite son.
Second.
Signing off.
Yes.
With the war hero.
What?
Thomas the Tom Hammond.
Luke Ward.
And remember the golden rule. Along with my man Tom, I'm always right.
No, I'm right. Good night, baby. Right, big facts. So I guess you can ride home with him. Right? Yeah, absolutely, man. Good show, brother. Good show, brother. This show, I told you, this is a strong show, man. Now come out, man. We're gonna have a big conversation. It's all wonderful, man. LA